Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Abubakar Yusuf Abubakar, and today we're gonna try to finish this box which is brought it from Tryhackme. So the first thing first, we should try to look at the task first. The first task the first task is actually nothing. It's just like an introduction, ask us to connect, and then they are trying to tell us we're gonna learn this stuff in this box. And the second task is the recon. If you look at the recon, I already filled in some answers because honestly I already started recording the video, but then I noticed I am not recording with the sound. So right now, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna do it again to show you how I did it exactly. So first thing first, we're gonna read the question. So the first question is search for open port using nmap. How many ports are open? If we look at the hints, we're gonna see an nmap command. So we're gonna copy this command. And if we look at the IP address, and our real IP address is basically the same too, we don't have to type this nmap command again in the terminal. So I can just paste it here, and then I'm just gonna wait for the result to come back so that I can answer the questions. Okay, the first question is how many ports are open. If you look closely, let me zoom it out a little bit, or let me make it bigger. If you look closely, you're gonna see port. I have port 22 open and put 80, so the answer should be 2. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. So the answer is 2. And then what version of SSH are we running in the system? If you can see, because we use tag SC, check for default script, tag SV, check for default version numbers. So we get the version number, which is OpenSSH 7.6.p1, and then the Apache version 2, it's here already, 2429. And then they ask for the Linux distribution that we are running here. It's Ubuntu, as you can see right in here as well. And then the next thing is they ask for a hidden directory on the web server. So an easy way to do that is by using GoBuster. And the command should be something like this. And even if you look at the hint, you're gonna see this. Okay, the hint, they already give us the exact command, so we can just copy it, because laziness is always an option. We're gonna paste it. But we have to change one thing, because we don't have the command.txt in this directory. So I'm just gonna use the standard usr share word list and then GoBuster. If you are using Kali, you should be able to have this one without any pain. 2.3 medium. Okay, so I'm gonna search. If you can see the results, the first thing we get is /admin. So, and that is what I wrote, and voila, it is the correct answer. So, and then now we are in task 3. In task 3, they ask us what is the user password for the admin panel. So what I do first is I go to admin. Okay, I need to fix something a little bit. Sorry, just a second. All windows to make a new window. As you might notice, I am port forwarding all the connection, because I am on school Wi-Fi, and for some reasons they don't allow me to use all the ports, so I have to port forward it all the time when I ready to use it, which is very bad for me. What is the IP address for this machine again? Control C. I'm gonna come in here. Okay, it should ask for password, and I think so. Right now, because I want to connect to Tryhackme network, I need to use a proxy, but you don't have to do this. It's just because of me. Proxy. And if you want me to make a tutorial how to set this up, I'm gonna make it, but that's your choice. So right now I can access the admin panel. If I try to go to admin again, as you can see, we have a login page, nice and cute. So first thing we should try to check the source code of it. And if we look at, there is nothing really fancy, but we can see a comment clearly said, hey Jen, if you didn't remember, the username is password. Sorry, the username is admin. Well, this is actually like a crucial information for us, because right now we already have one of the main information, so admin. And if we come here, we look at the hint. They told us to use Hydra to boot it up. So so the way the command for Hydra is something like this, should be something like this: Hydra, I made a mistake, -L, and then you specify the username, which is admin, tag P. I'm gonna use USR share word list, and then I'm gonna just use ROCU because it's a password. And then I'm going to specify the IP address, which is 10.10.150.159. And then I'm going to say the HTTP request that I want to use. So the HTTP should be HTTP tag post form. And if you wonder how I get this dash post form, is because I use Control-Shift-I to view the source code. And when I try to send the request here, you can see that the request that I send here, it's a post request. Let me zoom it out a little bit. If you can see here, I send a post request to -admin. So right now I have this information to use with Hydra, so I can send a post request again to -admin, and then I'm gonna come and copy the request, which is this one. It's kind of simple one, so I'm gonna paste it. And here I'm gonna substitute the username with the Hydra macros, which are user and pass. And then password, I'm gonna substitute it as well with pass. And then I'm gonna specify the error message when I log in with the wrong password and username, so which is this one. Just gonna copy paste it. I'm kind of lazy right now. So what else left? I made a mistake here. This colon should be here. And right now I think we are done. We just have to wait for some seconds for Hydra to return a password for us. So in the meantime, we should go back to the question panel. I'll look up something new. And like ultimately the password, it's gonna be this, and the username is gonna be this. So and the next thing we have a SSH RSA key for John. Right now I'm just gonna wait for Hydra to come back. Okay, so you see it took us 36 seconds, which is kind of fast. You see the username is admin, the password is this Xavier. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. So we're gonna use this login to log in. Now we are here. So if you can see, this looks like a flag to us. So we're gonna copy this flag, THM Bruteforce for easy. We're gonna put it as a web flag. So right now, the next question is, what is the correct the RSA key you found. What is RSA key phrase for the RSA key? So if you see here, we have a RSA key, and if you look, this looks like a SSH RSA key, right? So I'm just gonna copy it, and then I'm gonna come to my local machine. I'm gonna open Vim. Let me use nvim. It's all the same thing really. I don't even have Vim installed. Vim id_rsa. Oh my god, I'm typing so bad. So I'm just gonna paste it in there. Make sure that it's correct. Okay, because I don't know why exactly. When I copy something from the internet, it just doesn't work as I expected. So I gotta copy this thing back again. So right now I have all the ID RSA correctly, and if I cat ID RSA again, you're gonna see it in here. But because it's a little bit big, so we cannot see it exactly. So so right now what we should try is to try to SSH John at this IP address, which is 10.10.150.151, and then we're gonna give the ID RSA. If we use -I, it's gonna specify ID RSA. So yeah, the fingerprint is accepted. So if you're gonna see, okay, actually the another thing we need to mark the ID RSA to be 600 permission. So chmod 600 ID RSA, and then we should try to SSH again. And right now, okay, so we see the ID RSA, it has a password phrase. So and another tools to crack that one, we can use John the Ripper. So I'm just gonna say, actually not, we're gonna say SSH to John. Okay, I don't know why it's not working exactly, but it should works. What? Maybe it's John to SSH. No. CD dash opt as it's John here. Let's go to the folder exactly and see. It's supposed to, we should have something like SSH to John so that we can crack the SSH password, but I'm still looking at it. I'm looking for S. Oh yeah, it's here. So I'm gonna say here Python 3 SSH to John.py, and then I'm gonna give the password list. If you remember, the password is in dash, not dash home, it's in dash root, ID RSA if you remember, and then I'm gonna send the crack to root as well, slash hash. So this should be very fast. Whereas if I cat hash here, I'm gonna see that like this is something that is understandable for John the Ripper. So right now I'm just gonna call John again, and then I'm gonna give a word list equals to dash usr. I'm sorry, I have to type this correctly. Share word list, should be S, and then I'm just gonna use rock q again, and then hash. Okay, so error cannot find John home invoke from the, what is this problem? Cannot find John home. Okay, so we should use the full path for the John the Ripper for some reasons. I don't know why. What list equals to sr share. So right now we should be able to get a password for this login. Okay, so if you can see, we already get the password, rock and roll. So we should come and put it in here, rock and roll, and should be correct. So right now we should try to SSH again, because we already have the ID. Sorry, we already have the fast phrase, rock and roll. So just wait for a second. And right now I am in. If I say who am I, I'm gonna be John. So what am I? ls. So I can open user.txt, and the password is this. Just gonna copy this to my clipboard real quick. Okay, so we finished with task 2. Right now we're in the final task. Sorry, task 3. Right now we're in the final task. So we come here. This is a privilege escalation, and most of the time when you are in the Linux system, what you should try always is to sudo -l to see which command you can execute. So as you can see, we can execute root. We can execute cat as a root without password, which is pretty good, honestly. So what we're gonna do is we should try to check GTFO bins all the time. GTFO bins, and because cat is a Linux command, we just shut cat. We can execute it as a sudo. So you can see if the binary allowed to execute, then it doesn't drop the escalation. Sorry, the elevated privileges. So we can just get any file, really, L file. But no, but I'm not interested in that. I can actually get the root password like this, because I can say just say file equals to root .txt, and then I can sudo cat variable file. You see, this is I can get the flag, because what I did is basically because with cat, because I can write cat as as a super user. So I make a location for the file, and then I save it in this file, and then I open the cat as a super user, which is root, and then I open, and then I can see the flag. So I can come here and submit this as my root.txt. So the last thing is find a form to escalate your privilege. I already do this, but another thing is I need to know the root password. So how can I do that again? Search for GTF opens. I do that. Okay, and another easy way to do that is I can read shadows. So if I can read shadows, then I can see the hash password, and then I can try to crack it. So I'm gonna make my file to be something like -etc dash is it sudo or shadow? It's shadow, and then I can sudo cat file again. Okay, so as you can see, I already opened the super user password, which is this one. So I'm gonna copy it until here, until I'm gonna yank it. I'm gonna open a new Tmux session real quick. So this is my local machine. I'm gonna make a vim root underscore pass. So I'm gonna paste it, and for some reasons, because I am using appending, I'm not copy pasting everything. I'm gonna, okay, so right now what I should do is I should use John the Ripper again. John dash word list. Actually I remember the error I get before, but right now is root password, so should just wait a little bit. And as you can see, we already get the password. The password is football, so the root password is football, and we're done with this rule. See you later. If you happen to find this video interesting or entertaining or any helpful, like it, maybe share with some people around you, and see you in the future. Bye bye.